Hope it's a very good morning out there. Today is Thursday, August 20th, 2026. And I hope you are well out there. The weather is very okay. Those that have woken up early to go to your various workplaces, I think everything is okay. It's 10:46, and we are here once again to give you highlights and reviews from the media, especially our dailies, the Daily Monitor, New Vision, and we'll also give you some highlights from social media so that you know what is happening, what happened yesterday, and what is trending today. Here with me is a lady who will be taking us through the very first session of the media review, and she's Martha. Martha will be taking us through the New Vision, and I'll be taking you through the Daily Monitor later, and we'll be giving you highlights and major stories, mainly looking at development and current affairs. So, our viewers and our listeners, remember you can always join us on YouTube. You can always also listen to us via Zeno. Just type in GCIC Online Radio and you can catch us there every day. We are always on 24/7. The radio is always on 24/7 and you can always get us. So let's rush into the media review immediately. I welcome you, Martha, and maybe since it's your first time to be on the GCIC Online Radio, you can introduce yourself so that people know you very well and what you do at GCIC and what you really mainly handle, and then you can immediately go into the media review.
Thank you for having me, Michael. My name is Martha Chosimire, and I am a communications officer here at GCIC. And I handle the economy sector. And yeah, I think, diving into the new vision immediately. On the economy part, we have a story on page 3, New Vision, that the heading is how to get tax waivers. There is a misconception that tax waivers only are gotten by people who are connected, who are privileged, which is wrong. I think everyone is eligible to get a tax waiver if you apply correctly and exercise the dates that were given by
And
Parliament.
Martha, since it falls under your sector, for people like some villagers like me, what is a tax waiver? Because some of us don't really know about tax waivers and what they do. What is a tax waiver?
Yeah, a tax waiver was introduced in 2024, then was pushed to 2025, then we still have it in 2026. We had taxpayers who had penalties that were overlogging and overbacking. So the government came up, since people were complaining about these penalties. So the government came up with a tax waiver to waive those penalties for any outstanding taxes of some sort, income taxes and all that. So all you have to do is go to your nearest URL office or go on their online portal and apply for that tax waiver. This year's tax waiver was extended from 30th June to 30th June 2027. So utilize this period to remove those penalties. So anyone is eligible. You don't have to be well connected. This is for everyone, every taxpayer, every business owner who has outstanding penalties.
Okay. So I think you all understand a waiver is like banange bansonyiwemuko kano, so bakusonyiemu kaka akantu akatonotono ka tax ne bagamba tukusonyiye kano genda mu maaso n'emirimu gyo. Yeah, so we continue with the video review.
Okay, on page 5, we have a story that of Pastor Patience, the daughter of our president, consecration coming up soon. And President Museveni hosted Dr. Ladonna Osborne, an evangelist who oversee that. And in this story, we have our First Lady, Honorable Janet Museveni featured. I know we all missed her, but we are so happy to see her feature in the news again. And moving on, we have the burial of Mr. Mukulu. All those who are familiar with the name, there was an official burial, and he was laid to rest. And we also have a small snag in the LC1 swearing in, a bit to delay in over 300 villages, but very soon it will be rectified. And also moving on in the business sector, if you don't know this, in every week in the New Vision, there's a ask URA commissioner. There is a page where you can ask any question to the Commissioner General, and in this edition we have how various businesses are exempted from paying income tax. So if you pay close attention, you will get to understand how landlords can verify that rental tax. Also, how URA assesses landlords, and also you can find URA's disclosure program, and also how schools pay, if and when schools pay value-added tax, and also you can find out who is exempt from income tax. And also you can find out how our tax base is broadening and how URA is supporting Uganda's growth. On page 25, you'll find that story about local industrialists urged to produce for export. I think this is a song our president has been singing about value addition, that we should export non-raw materials, but products that we have added value on. So this also is in that line. And also we have businesses and tenders for various procurements. You can get time and check them out. Okay. In the sports sector, we have KCCA Break Trophy Drought with FUFA, Super 8 Triumph. Anyone who is a fan of local sports here in our country, you will find that on page 43. And the government has injected 3.7 billion into the Rwenzori Marathon. Everyone who loves running, we have the Rwenzori Marathon coming up, and the government has invested in this because it's a tourism attraction. We have people flying in from all over the world for this Rwenzori Marathon, so it will benefit our country in so many ways, and it has really put our country on the map as well. On that note, I'll hand over to Michael to proceed with the Daily Monitor. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Martha. That has been insightful. The headlines and the news in the New Vision, as you already heard from Martha, they have been so nice, especially when it comes to tourism. The Rwenzori Marathon is coming up, and it's going to be massive out there for people who are interested in sports. So we go to the Daily Monitor. The Daily Monitor has a very big headline here talking about the new blood. Do you really all know the new blood? You have to know who the new blood is, and it is showing us the heads of the various UPDF branches, the changes that were made. We see here Lieutenant General Samuel Okidingi as the Deputy Command of Defense Forces. We are seeing here Lieutenant General Mayanja Mahanga, Commander Land Forces, Lieutenant General Charles Okidi, Commander Air Force, Major General Joseph Musoke Semwanga, Commander Reserve Force, Major General Asaf Mwetaise Nyachikuru, Commander Special Forces. So on front page of the Daily Monitor, they are showing this. You know, this paper is now a reformed one, and they're now doing some good job, really. Not the previous negativity that used to happen. On page 2 of the Daily Monitor, we have some headline here. State House clarifies on pledge to Tamale Mirundi's family. Some members of the family were putting up several claims, but State House has clarified. The president here, still on page 2, we see Alex Mukulu being praised for the contribution to the nation. Alex has been in the papers since the day he died, and government decided to accord him a state burial. Here they're showing you on page 3 how senior officials in URSB were involved in corruption cases. State House warns schools over illegal UPE, USE charges. And the president has always told the parents that these schools are government schools, so no parent is supposed to pay any coin, but some schools are really continuing with the vice of telling parents to pay some money at school, which isn't right at all. And Honorable Balam and Honorable Namere have been out there in the field trying to question and caution many of the school administrations to stop this. So we see here Ugandan truckers stranded as South Sudan Army seizes vehicles. You will also find that in the Daily Monitor. Over 100 civil servants on the spot over graft. As you all know, this campaign that Honorable Balam is on right now, he is moving to all districts and is reprimanding some of these officials in such cases. Some people have been asking why the story about Okero has been so silent, but here the Daily Monitor brings you why Okero's appeal isn't moving as fast as his trial. You can read about it from here. Islamic primary living exams kick off in 500 centers. Yes. Now on page 9, government pushes for 1 million new power connections. As you know, it has been government's priority to make sure that everyone out there gets electricity. So the agencies that are concerned are really pushing this, and just to know that out there in your village you may get electricity very, 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 very soon. Then we see mixed reactions over new Balam alcohol regulations. Very many people have been complaining about the alcohol regulations. People want to take alcohol from as early as 7, yet the minister says no. Alcohol consumption should start at least at 3. So you'll find all this in the papers. And now Bank of Uganda is here with an advert introducing over-the-counter cash withdrawal limits. So if you are an individual and you are withdrawing money from the bank, when you go at the counter, you are able to only withdraw 50 million. You are not supposed to go beyond 50 million. Then for corporate and business accounts, you are only supposed to withdraw 500 million a day and 2.5 billion a week. Then as an individual, you are supposed to only withdraw 250 million a week. You are not just allowed to withdraw any amount that you want. And these are controls that have been put in place by the Bank of Uganda. Opinions. Someone here, Belinda Agnes, intellectualism may still wear a coat of color. That was in the opinions. Then we look at something else here. You see the Daily Monitor. They still bring you Alex Mukulu. Then something interesting here. My wife refuses to name our baby after my father. I don't know whether that is right. And Mukono. Yeah, this is mainly what has been in the papers, especially the Daily Monitor and the New Vision. And for now, I think we can go straight to the main topic that brings us here, and the main topic that brings Martha here. Martha works here at the Government Citizen Interaction Center, and for her, she really has interest in accountability. She has interest in finance, and today here she brings various angles about EGP. What is EGP? Many of you have never heard about EGP. I may also not be having enough information and knowledge about EGP, but Martha is here. Why should I even tell you about EGP yet the person who knows more about the sector is here? So, Martha, right now, I think our viewers and our listeners out there are just waiting to hear from you and know more about EGP. What is EGP? What does it do? Is it for the public? Is it for a selected few people? Or it's for everyone, every Ugandan? So I think you can start from there.
Okay, thank you. EGP in full, first of all, is electronic government procurement. We've been doing procurement in the past years via paper. You know, they send bids in the newspapers. People apply manually. They sign here. So much paperwork involved. But electronic government procurement in Uganda now, all our procurement processes are online. It is a web-based system, and before we had EGP 1.0, where we had 36 pilot entities, and we were, as a country, we were still figuring it out and gauging our audience. But now EGP is back, better, faster, and secure. We have EGP 2.0, and it is open to anyone, any individual in the country who wants to do business with government. You don't have to be privileged, you don't have to be connected. That's the beauty about this system. You don't need to know someone in an office or you don't need to know someone who knows someone. All you have to do is have your affairs in order, you have your TIN number, your business is registered, you have your PPDA certificate. The bids are online, you can apply for the bids anywhere. These days, heads of department have all their procurement plans laid out on the system all annually. So you have time to pick out what you're interested in and apply for a bid. Everyone gets a fair chance to work with government. There's no longer paperwork or blocks like I need to know someone in there. Anyone can now do business with the government.
Yeah, thank you. So, Martha has briefed us about what EGP is. It is basically doing business with government, and how the operations, streamlining the operations. How are you supposed to do it? Long time ago, everything was on paper. Everything was being done on paper, but they are now trying to say that it's now electronic. Everything is electronic. You don't have to move around with files and files and files. Everything will be just on a site. You just go on a site, open up your computer, and you just have to log in, submit whatever you want to submit using the electronic procurement option that is available. And she said, I think she also talked about the previous one, and this one I think is the current that you're talking about.
Yeah, the current one that the upgraded system is called EGP 2.0. It's more faster, it's more efficient, and now in reference to the first system, which only had 36 government entities, this one has over 100 government entities. So endless opportunity. You can apply for a bid anywhere at any time, and of course you receive notification in real time. You don't have to wait for a phone call that you've gone through. You'll be seeing it on your phone anywhere you are. You don't have to be in office, you don't have to sit somewhere. As long as you have internet, since it's a web-based system, you can access it anywhere.
So, Martha, this is for everyone, all Ugandans.
Yes, all Ugandans, every individual, every company, every business owner that wishes to do business with the government can apply. And right now, we have registrations of suppliers and service providers going on every Thursday up to 10th September. We had one that is going on that is about to end. We have is a Zoom meeting to register service providers. So you don't have to go to Ministry of Finance or to EGP. This is happening online. All you have to do is log in and they'll help you register as a service provider. Make sure that your PPDA certificate is up to date. If it's expired, please renew it as soon as possible to not miss out on opportunities. And if you wish to know the Zoom links, please look out for the EGP page and the GCIC economic page on X. We'll be posting the Zoom links of those Zoom meetings for all suppliers and service providers. And you can access and get registered so that you can now see the bids that are coming through. You can now bid, you can now apply, you can now do business with government.
So, Martha, you bring in something new on addition to EGP. You've just talked about PPDA. So, how does PPDA connect with EGP? Is the other one an entity and the other is a product, or all of them are products or entities?
Now, EGP is a system.
Okay.
And PPDA is an entity that manages that system. In order to be on the EGP system, you must have a PPDA certificate. PPDA, if you don't know it in full, is public procurement and public disposal of public assets. So in regards to procurement, the EGP system can also be used by entities, government entities, to dispose of government property. So if you want to, if there are auctions on that system as well, when the government wants to dispose of, let's say, cars, some equipment, so you can go and buy a car, some equipment there. All you have to do is follow the auction and bid, and everyone gets a chance. That's the beauty about the system. It brings fairness, it has inclusivity, it's diverse. Everyone has a chance to be a part of it.
So this comes in as a way of avoiding some issues of corruption and who knows me, because some time back people used to go and deliver their own paperwork, and they know some people, they know who can push this paper to who so that they can win these bids and all that. So right now everyone just does whatever they want wherever they are, apply, and the bidding goes on in their absences. Someone in the system just receives all these.
Yes, and the beauty about this, since this year the president has the term Chisanja no sleep, systems like these reflect that statement, because gone are the days where a commissioner you had to give something to the commissioner or a head of department to make sure maybe your paper goes on top of the list. And of course, this is going to make a lot of people unhappy. They are already unhappy, honestly. But if we are going to drive our economy into a tenfold growth by 2040, we need systems like this. We need accountability. We need transparency. And EGP, since our budget contributes 60% of our budget goes into procurement. So if this system wasn't there, if we continued with paperwork, I feel like corruption would be endless. So I think this system is good for our economy to stabilize, to avoid inflation, because if 60% goes into procurement, now imagine if it's being mishandled. That's a lot of money that is being mishandled. So this system is a good thing for us, for our government, in terms of accountability, and for our citizens in terms of inclusivity and fairness for all.
Now, you talked about the previous one. Martha, what is in this current 2.0 something, and what is new in this new system
Okay.
that never existed in the previous system?
The new thing about this system is that, I'll start at the top. Like, for example, heads of department can give out roles to, let's say, the heads of procurement, and everything is updated on the system. You can edit it. You can, as an individual, as a service provider, as a supplier, you can, even if you've made a mistake, you can rectify it. You can go back and rectify it. You don't have to call. You don't have to go through hoops. But the old system was a bit slow in regards to the technical bits, but this system is a bit faster and more efficient, and I guess that's why they call it 2.0, EGP 2.0. It's much better than the first system, and it has a wide range of government entities other than the 36 entities that it had, and there is no, it's more flexible, but also it doesn't allow any room for fraud or corruption or anything like that. Everything is designed to stop corruption. So this system is bigger, it's better, and it's here. And honestly, I would urge everyone, not just the government, to embrace this system. Yeah.
Yeah, so you have talked about the system very well, but I also know and remember that you have been out of office here and there, meeting various people, and you've been having several engagements about EGP. Before we delve much into EGP, what has been happening mainly? What has been these engagements for? Are they important? Who have been invited? Which kind of people have you been meeting from the time this engagement started? And what was the idea? What is it mainly that you've been having engagements, and what have they been telling people about this?
So these engagements we've been having, they've been trainings of accounting officers, trainings of heads of procurement, trainings of commissioners and heads of department, because every stage, a commissioner and a head of department has their own outlook of the system and what they control on the system. An accounting officer also has their part, and also head of procurement also has their part. So they all play a role in, for example, if someone places a bid, in all those approvals, they approve on the system. So they had to be trained in this new system. So at first they trained the accounting officers, they trained the heads of procurement. Now this week they trained the heads of department and commissioners. And on top of that, this is happening across the country, not just in Kampala. It's happening in every region. The teams sent out to train all heads of procurement, all heads of department, all accounting officers all over the country in all those government entities. So the system is launched, it's still rolling out, and it's here. EGP 2.0 is here.
Okay, so now that we really know why they have been having several engagements, engaging the heads of departments, accounting officers, as Martha has told us, we really know they have been really engaging the people who are responsible for this EGP system in districts and cities and municipalities. So we really know, at least we have a picture of what is really happening, why they are engaging people, and we know the mobilization is very okay, because you can't have such a system and don't teach people how to operate it and what it really does, tell them what it really does. So now that you've told us about that, just give us a package, the package that you have really carried about EGP wholly.
So just to briefly give an overview of this system, is that this system, EGP 2.0, comes with better planning, it comes with faster execution, it comes with stronger compliance, greater transparency. It will improve greatly service delivery. We all know how we like services to be delivered quickly, because even if a road needs to be made, they need to procure some things. If the system is fast, the road gets made quickly. A hospital needs equipment. All that goes through EGP. They procure this equipment through the EGP system. The faster the system, faster the hospital gets their equipment. The same applies to schools. Everywhere the EGP system applies. So
And also, for suppliers, you get to access tenders nationwide in just one portal. And from anywhere you are, as long as you have internet, you get to submit bids online anytime, anywhere. You get to receive instant alerts and notifications on how far your bid has gotten. And you get to participate in fair and transparent competitions. You get to track procurement processes in real time. You don't have to wait for a phone call or a week or two. You get to see it on your phone. And you get to reduce paperwork, travel and bidding costs. People had to travel from Gulu to come to Kampala, apply and submit this, sign here. You don't have to do that anymore. All that happens on the system. And for how the system works for a supplier, you have to create your supplier profile once and access opportunities nationwide. And you have to search and receive alerts for government procurement opportunities, upload and submit bids securely online from everywhere, monitor clarifications, bid status, and results in real time. And you also get to receive awards and manage contracts digitally, especially the contracts management team that involves the commissioners, that involves accounting officers and heads of procurement. And for suppliers, I still stress that online registration is going on countrywide. The beauty about it, it's online. You don't have to come somewhere or you don't have to use transport. All you have to do is log in every Thursday, 9 a.m. to midday. We'll be posting these links on the social media of EGP on X and also on GCIC pages, economy and hopefully government of Uganda. you know. So every Thursday until 10 September, use this time to make sure you register your business, you register yourself, and you'll be able to access all the bids, all the business opportunities nationwide. And yeah, that's it, I think.
Now, Martha, when you talk about bidding, like also registering every Thursday, today is Thursday already. So should we say that the processes are happening, the system is open, so several people out there are already applying on the system?
Oh yes, it's happening because it happens 9 a.m. to midday. It's still happening. It's ongoing. So if someone hasn't, they can actually jump in.
Yeah, when you talk about suppliers, who are these suppliers?
Suppliers are service providers. For example, I'll give for example food. We have a caterer who provides food. We have someone who supplies furniture, someone who supplies stationery, someone who supplies vehicles, someone who supplies building materials for new government buildings, someone who supplies hospital equipment, someone who supplies school equipment, someone who supplies, it can be anything, anything. Everything you see that the government uses is procured. So anyone who is capable of supplying that, anyone who has a business that supplies, that does that, can work with the government.
So you've talked about the suppliers and suppliers of government. This system is strictly for people who are dealing with government. That's what I'm trying to get.
Not really. This system is for every citizen that wants to do business with government. There are people out there who may not want to work with government, who are content in their clients that they have. But if you want to expand your client base, government can be one of your clients. So if more business is always good, right? So you can just apply.
In the various engagements that you've been having, have you met suppliers?
Yes, we did a documentary for the launch of the system, and we interviewed some suppliers that are happy with this system, because back before the system, you had to know someone in a certain office to be able to be moved up in the line or even get a chance to work with government. Most times they were unlucky, but now with the system, they get a fair chance, a fair shot at this.
Because mobilization is very important when it comes to such government programs and systems that come up, because on very many occasions, some Ugandans will say, we never heard, they never told us. Is there like a proposal, or do they really have it in mind that maybe even the suppliers and the local people are part of this, and they really need to understand how EGP works, how the system operates, because they have several people who would wish to work with government, engage with government when it comes to business, do business with government. There are any preparations of organizing sessions for strictly suppliers when it is not like the way you did engage some people in an interview, other than meeting the accounting officers and the local leaders and all that, only government people? Are they even meeting the local person? How will this local person, the supplier, know all this information that you're telling us here today?
Yes. Now, in regards to that, since there are very many business owners and very many interested individuals, that's why they decided to do online, do a Zoom so that they can cast a wider net so that everyone from anywhere can join. You know, if because the business owners are not just in Kampala, they are in different regions in nationwide. So the best route they took was Zoom because everyone gets to attend, everyone gets to listen, everyone gets to be a part of it, everyone gets to be a part of the system, to be registered. So it is in the view that anyone who knows about the EGP system is fairly literate. So they can read, since it's a web-based system, they can understand the system, they can operate the system. So I feel like the manual one person to one person would be a bit too much work, since business owners are not just in Kampala, they're everywhere.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you are still here on the GCIC Online Radio. Remember, you can also catch us on the GCIC YouTube. You can also catch us on the GCIC TikTok page. We are always there, and we shall always be around to give you information as it comes in from the various entities. And here today we are still with Martha. Josimili is telling us briefly about EGP. EGP, many of you have been hearing about EGP, and you don't really know what it really does, how it operates, what is the system mainly about, and whom does it serve. So she's here giving us a brief and telling us all about this. If you have just joined in right now, you can always catch all this on the GCIC page, especially on YouTube. You can just go on your YouTube, type GCIC Uganda, and you'll get us. On our radio, Zeno Radio, just go to your Google, type in GCIC Online Radio, and you can always catch us there and have a feel of what we really give you every day. The recordings are there. Just go on YouTube, listen to it again, watch it again, and then you can always give us feedback, because our main issue is getting feedback. And you know, GCIC mainly connects the local person to government. So we always have feedback, and we always want to get feedback from you, the local person out there who has an inquiry, a local person out there who needs some help in this or the other sector, a local person who wants some figures around something, and anything, all information and everything that you need to know about government. You can always chip in and ask anyone from GCIC. We have various handles, online infrastructure, governance. We have all those handles, and they are just there to help you. If you have any questions, you have any inquiries, we can always give it to you. So let's go back to EGP. You went around the country in the previous EGP. What were you mainly doing in the previous EGP?
As EGP or as GCIC?
As GCIC.
As I think you've heard, Government Citizen Interaction Center supports various ministries, departments, and agencies in implementation of government programs, and to bring them closer to the citizens, to break them down into understandable content. So we tagged along with EGP in 2024 as they launched the EGP 1.0, and our job was to film, to grab testimonies, interviews, and to also post content in real time for the country to know what was going on. It was, I think the goal was to make sure to share widely, to make sure everyone was involved, even if they weren't on ground in different regions. And it has also been happening since July. Uh, we haven't been able to tag along as much. There's been a lot of engagements in Kampala, but next week we'll be able to move through Kabale, Mbarara, and Fort Poto to support this cause. So, but it's still happening. There are trainers all over the country training accounting officers, heads of procurement, and heads of department. These are the people who will be approving and everything. But just a reminder that companies and individuals that won't be registered on the EGP system will no longer be able to access bids or tenders. Because since it's paperless, you no longer see them in the newspapers. You no longer see a bid and a tender in the newspaper for any government entity. So it is very important that as a supplier or service provider to be registered on this system, because now if you don't want to see it in the newspaper, where are you going to see it? So register so that you can access the tenders and the bids, because they will no longer be advertised in the newspapers.
To some viewers of ours, like someone called Mrs. Sharp. Mrs. Sharp has been asking questions here. And you know, Mrs. Sharp is a villager. She comes from Nyatshenyi. And she was like, for her who stays in Nyatshenyi with a very small business, can she also apply to be under the EGP, or it's for people, for Abanene, people from Kampala?
Now, the requirements of someone to be able to apply are simple. Register your business with URSB, get a TIN, have a TIN number from URA, have your taxes in order, file your tax returns, get your PPDA certificate. As long as you have those affairs in order, you are eligible to be a supplier and a service provider. As long as make sure your business is registered, make sure your affairs with URA are in order, and make sure you have a PPDA certificate. It doesn't matter about how small you think your business is, as long as your affairs are in order, you are eligible. That's the beauty about the system. Everyone gets a fair shot. Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, it's the GCIC online radio. We are live on our YouTube at GCIC. We are live on our TikTok as GCIC. You can get us on Zeno Radio. Just go type in GCIC online radio, and you can get us there all the time, 24/7. We are always on our services, and you can always hear what we really do. You can also give us some feedback, because feedback is very, very, very important. So you've all heard about EGP, and it is a very nice system that has come to help you people out there who want to involve yourselves in business, doing business with government. It is going to be so useful to you, because remember, this system is mainly talking about registration of providers and suppliers. The system is reducing paperwork and improving transparency. The system is dealing with contract management. Contract management is very important, evaluation, and the hourly processes of tenders and contracts, and a submission of bids electronically. So everything is being electronic. They are trying to make sure that everything gets electronic when it comes to bidding, asking for business, doing business, so that everything is transparent, everything can be seen on the system. And like for instances where some people are arguing and are like, no, this wasn't in good faith, these people got because of connections. Martha, can everyone track? Like for example, we submitting our bids and we really want some tenders. How can the locals track? Is it easy for the locals to track and see how the process is happening, or it is a separate process and someone on the system is the only person who knows how these things are happening?
No. Like I said before, it is a web-based system. As long as you have internet, even if you don't have a laptop, you can access it on your phone. And once you put in your bid, you can track you receive notifications and alerts in real time. So you can track and say your request has reached this stage, it is on this stage, it is on this stage. Or if let's say there is something you had to submit and maybe you forgot to submit it, they can alert you that you resubmit or something like that. Or maybe if something is not in order, you can always resubmit. So there will be alerts, there will be notifications in real time. So you don't have to, it's not in secret. It's a very, very transparent system. Yeah.
So the system is very transparent, as you said. Uh, let's look at the first EGP. How did it really benefit the locals, especially the suppliers? Because now we have come into the other stage of EGP. How was the first EGP? Was it so good that they had to add in a lot of stuff? Were there suggestions from the locals that we really need this, please add it on the interface? Or it is just an initiative that all the time we will be updating when we have not even achieved it from the previous? So how was the previous one, its performance?
The previous one was a pilot system. Yeah, and it had only 36 government entities, which of course we have more than 36 government entities. So the new system has more than 100, which gives endless opportunities of business. With 36 entities for all business owners in the country, that's not fair play. But with 100, everyone gets a shot. Everyone has an opportunity. So it wasn't a bad system. We just needed to do something bigger, something better, something that everyone can be a part of.
So, thank you, Martha. Other than that, what do we see as very new right now in your sector? Is there anything that is burning, breaking news? Something very fresh that we can wait to hear about from your sector in the next coming days?
Okay. I think when I come back here again, we'll be talking about URA and how EFRIS mostly. We still have a bit of snags in EFRIS, and we're going to talk about EFRIS and also the tax waiver and the misconception that is going around. Maybe you never know that some government officials in URA are trying to ask for bribes here and there. It's a very interesting country. But we'll talk about EFRIS and also talk about the tax waiver, because I think someone out there doesn't know that their penalties can be waived. So we'll be talking about that. You will be hearing other from my sector next time.
Yeah, that is very important. You've talked about EFRIS, and we are really waiting to hear about EFRIS because it came up like some time back. I think 1 year ago, everyone was talking about EFRIS. People converged at Kololo, the president addressed them concerning the same issue, EFRIS. And we now hear, the other day I read somewhere in the papers, and they were talking about everyone using EFRIS, including the Boda guy, the Uber guy, and so many other businesses were included on the list of people that they really want to be operating using EFRIS. So for those out there who don't really know about EFRIS, Martha has told you that next time she's coming here, she will be giving us details and info about EFRIS. So anytime from now, we will be having Martha here telling us about the various platforms that you see. He's talking about EFRIS, he's talking about the tax waiver. Do you need tax waiver? Have they ever waived you? So these are things that will be coming in later at some point. So, Martha, is that all about EGP?
For now, that is all. Honestly, it was just an overview, and it's still, the rollout is still happening, it's still continuing. Even as I speak, there are people deployed across the country. Training is going on. So the system is here. All I can say is please let's embrace this system, let's embrace this change. It is good for our country, it is good for our economic development, and it will definitely skyrocket us into our tenfold, all the plans that we have financially and economically. So let's embrace these changes as government and also as a country.
So, thank you, Martha. You see, at least today we have gained some knowledge about EGP. We know everything about EGP. We know how it operates, why the system was brought up, what it is doing, and it's a part of the president's agenda of making everything digital so that we avoid corruption and carrying so many papers. Because when it is electronic and digital, things are safe. You have everything in one place, everything being stored. You don't have to move with it. We are avoiding the era where someone could move from home with the file falls down, the papers get torn, it rains on the person. By the time you reach where you're going to bid, your documents are all wet because of the rain. So this system is breaking those barriers, and it is going to do wonders in Uganda here. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think that has been it for today. But before we leave, I would like Martha to just tell us anything, her parting shots, and then we will conclude with this show. So, what are your parting shots when it comes to EGP? What are you telling Ugandans? What should Ugandans expect, and how should they welcome the EGP?
Mm. Um, I would urge Ugandans out there to be a part of this system as well. And if you ever dreamed of working with government, I'm sure everyone has dreamed of working either as a civil servant or as a service provider. Now is your time. Now is the opportunity. You can grab it. Please don't forget, as a supplier or service provider, to join these online Zoom meetings every Thursday and up to 10th September, 9 a.m. to midday, to register, and so that they can take you through the system, know how it works, know how it operates, so that you can operate it from wherever you are. So, and also you can visit the EGP website. You can contacts, the email and all that. But very importantly, right now, while it's still hot, I think that's why they say, eat the cake while it's still hot. So take up the opportunity, don't miss out, and please embrace it. And as government, government is already embracing it. We are embracing this change. This is Sanja no sleep, no corruption. Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for being here with us. It's the GCIC Online Radio and the GCIC. You can catch us on our YouTube, catch us on TikTok.